This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Welcome to Usapang Bayan. Ako po si George Chua, kasama ang aking co-host na si Rach Marquez. Pag-uusapan po natin ang mga mahahalagang issue at pangyayari na kinahaharap ng ating bayan.
Makakasama po natin sa gabing ito si PLM Assistant Dean for the Graduate School of Business, Dr. Benedict David. Welcome to the show, sir.
Salamat. Magandang araw.
Welcome to our show, Benedict. And a lot of people have been saying that education and entrepreneurship don't necessarily go hand in hand. No? And the reason for that is that if you're educated, you're probably better off working as a career executive. And at the same time naman, kung wala ka namang pinag-aralan, wala nang mangyayari sa'yo kung hindi maghanap ka na lang ng sarili mong negosyo. Well, tonight we're very fortunate to have somebody with us who has both a very high education and at the same time is also an entrepreneur. So maybe Benedict, let's start off by talking a little bit about your both your education and your experience as an entrepreneur.
Well, for a start, I graduated with my PhD degree in 2014 at the University of Santo Tomas Graduate School. Since college, doon ako hanggang doctoral ko. Then I worked for several corporate entities. Then I went to the academy in 2008 part-time. Then nag-full-time ako 2011. Concurrently, may mga investments and hands-on businesses ako. Like for example, I am a franchise owner ng Power Fuel Station sa Pasig Sandoval branch. And I also have some investments and hands-on learning sa, for example, solar paneling. Nagkakabit ako mga solar panel before. And meron din ako mga food cart franchising, business consultancy, and other small micro businesses.
So tell us about that coffee business you had. That was very interesting.
Yeah. The coffee business, yes, I had one in 2014. It's called #Cafe. Kaya lang medyo mataas ang competition, so naglaylo kami. But it was a good investment. We were able to innovate certain coffee blends, such as Oreo Frap, Mocha Frap. Although the title belongs to Starbucks, yung patent nila, pero we were able to innovate something for a cheaper value. Pero nakuha namin yung flavor ng ibang mga competing coffee shops naman.
But sir, is it really necessary for you to have an education bago ka magtayo ng sarili mong business?
For me, yes. I still believe in that. Why? Consider it as like a military training. Di ba sa military, ano yan eh? Pag nagkaroon ka ng problem, where would you rely? Not on your instincts alone eh. You have to follow what you have learned.
Yes.
Parang sa sports, how can you shoot the ball kung basketball siya if your muscle memory is not working? That's also like in the aspect of education. You should have that mental memory and the muscle brain memory to inculcate what you have learned in actual practice. Kasi when all else fail, where would you rely? Still on the fundamentals. And that's how education plays a part, especially in entrepreneurship.
Yes, actually, I'd like to add to that, Rach and Dr. David. No, I know a long time ago when a lot of these current billionaires that we have, maybe not all of them have had a very high level of education, a college degree or even master's degree. But you have to remember during those days, there was less competition.
Yes.
The situation was much more different.
Correct.
Like we'd just come from a war, so many people's educations were really very not incomplete, or they got
Correct.
disrupted. No? So maybe during that time, in a much simpler world, it was all right to have no education or limited education. But in today's very competitive structure, wherein the environment has become complex, wherein we have more rules and regulations, we have more market competition, we have more legal issues to contend with, then I think Dr. David is correct in saying that you do need an education.
Sir, aside from education, of course, there are still a lot of factors to consider before you enter entrepreneurship. Ano-ano pa po ba yung mga yon?
Well, sa entrepreneurship naman, when I venture into that, I also consider what we call the opportunity. Hindi naman syempre halimbawa, yung push your passion,
Yes.
yun yung mga common natin nakikita sa entrepreneurship eh. Push your
Yes.
passion, don't mind the details yet. For me, that's wrong. You should always scan the environment. Dapat alam mo yung pinapasok mo. Doon papasok yung knowledge mo, doon papasok yung education. Kaya nga it goes hand in hand. In strategic management, we call it environmental scanning. You answer 5 different factors: politics, economics, societal, technological, legal, and ecological. Isang factor lang doon yung magkaroon ng problem or ruckus per se, mahirap mo nang pasukin. I'm not saying that hindi mo siya papasukin because there's what we call the gut feeling that is innate in every entrepreneur. Yung passion natin, I think Sir George will attest on that fact. Pero if you don't have the knowledge or ika nga, diba, yung knowing is half the battle. If you don't know the battlefield, if you don't plan accordingly, chances are you will really have a hard time venturing into that kind of a business.
So, sir, ibig niyo po sabihin, you do not agree with some people who say na doon ka magiging successful sa passion mo. Like, for example, I love cooking. Tapos, I decide to put up my own restaurant or mini kainan, like
Yes.
eatery. So, ibig sabihin, you don't agree with that?
Not all the time.
Not all that.
Not all the time. Why? I also had some failed ventures, truthfully. My coffee shop is one of them. Passion ko yun eh. Nag-enroll pa ako sa mga barista school sa maliliit, here and there. Passion ko yun. But if you're going to look at the bigger picture, and that is globalization, competition, you will really have a hard time kung hindi masyadong ganun ka-fluent yung technical knowledge mo pagdating sa entrepreneurship. Kung hindi ka educated, you will really have a hard time competing and even innovating strategies for you to be more globally, or should I say, locally competitive na lang at the very basic micro level.
I'd like to add to that also, in that maybe with those pestle factors,
Yes.
no, what happens is that it's a level of success.
Correct.
You can have moderately successful, hugely successful,
Yeah.
or barely successful type, no? So it's really a question of putting the odds in your favor.
Yes.
So I think what Dr. David is saying is that seeing and realizing and doing your homework about all of these factors improves your chances of success and the magnitude of success. No, of course you can be a successful sidewalk vendor, but what does that mean? Or you can be a successful shopping magnate or something like
Correct.
that. So that's a big difference. No? But one question I'd like to ask Benedict is that is it true that if your parents are entrepreneurs or you come from a family of entrepreneurs, your chances for success are also bigger? In your experience ba, do you come from a family of entrepreneurs? Ano ba storya sa'yo?
Actually, both. My family, well, my father's a corporate lawyer. My mother's an academic. So, then we have family business. Mga uncle ko, lolo't lola ko. May factor siya, pero it starts and ends with the name. Hanggang doon lang. Like, for example, ako, okay, so si Benedict, for example, sa Pampanga, we do have beverage dealership of San Miguel products there. So, nalaman namin, si Dr. David nandito, may client. The name speaks for itself. Not because I'm a doctor, but because I am a David. I am a David. Pero, it ends there. Why? Because credibility, of course, can be matched only by your competency. Your name can only carry you too far. Kahit sino pa yan. Hindi lang naman sa libro yan, practicality speaking din yan. But what matters most is how can you speak at their level? And for you to speak at their level, your name will carry you, but also yung natutunan mo sa school, yung pag-street smarts mo, dun papasok lahat-lahat yun.
So it opens the doors for
Yes.
you, but in reality, it's you and how you conduct yourself in business
Correct.
that will be the determining factor
I agree.
for your success.
Yes.
Sir, karamihan po ng businesses natin ay MSMEs. At marami rin pong mga millennials
Yeah.
na nag-engage sa mga businesses kahit maliliit lang, most especially sa online business, sa
Correct.
Instagram, for example. How will you encourage the youth, most especially, to engage in entrepreneurship kahit po mag-start sila sa ganoon kaliit lang?
Well, if I may say, lahat naman yan, may tinatawag tayo sa Tagalog, di ba? Sideline. Umpisa ka muna sa sideline. Yeah, your passion is there. That's fine. Encourage mo lang yung sarili mo. Like, for example, gusto mo, mili ka mag-makeup. Diba? Ganon. So, gumawa ka ng YouTube vlog. That's fine. Okay yun. But the problem is, minsan, lalo sa mga millennials ngayon, kung ano yung trend, sinasakyan lang nila. Which for me is wrong. For example, mga makeup, ang dami mga nagsisilabas sa mga makeup vloggers ngayon, fashion vloggers. For me, it's fine. I have a student na I won't mention the name anymore, na sikat siya na YouTube vlogger ngayon pagdating sa fashion and makeup. She became successful not only because of her name and her credentials, but because she credits it to her education and her background. Mix yun eh. Sa mga millennials, para sa akin push your passion but make sure that you know what you're venturing into. Konting research lang naman na kailangan dyan. Alamin mo, ilan na competitors ko? How will I survive? And most importantly, how am I going to get the details of my business? Supplies. Kasi sabihin natin YouTube, you still have to do some supplies. Halimbawa, nagme-makeup ka, di ba, makeup vlogging ka. Saan ka kukuha ng pambili ng makeup? Saan ka kukuha ng pambili ng kung anong mga camera yan for you to really highlight what you're trying to project pagdating sa camera or sa video or sa YouTube per se. So advice ko sa kanila, push your passion pero make it a point na you're really ready. You're ready not because you've watched, but you're ready because you already feel that you have, again, the mental memory and the mental dedication for you to understand what you're really venturing into.
One other aspect that I've realized in education is that it provides you with many theoretical ideas,
Yes.
which originate sometimes from current events, actual practice and experience that has become like it allows you not to reinvent the wheel because you can learn from other people's mistakes, and because of the business practice and theory, you're able to benefit from that.
Yeah.
No? Is that true? Is that your experience as well?
Definitely. Doon din ako nanggaling. It's hard, of course, pero as you learn the ropes kasi, para sa akin failure is a part of success. You have to fail and do it all over again for you to succeed. It's hard. Until now, I'm still learning.
Bata ka pa kasi.
Yeah. I'm still learning. But at my end, if I can say barely successful, I'll take it. One step at a time. Yun pa isang mindset minsan na nagiging problema lalo sa mga kabataan ngayon. Gusto nila
tama.
instant success.
Yes.
It won't come. You have to fail, you have to feel embarrassed sometimes. You have to really fall deep. Almost rock bottom. For you to realize that you need to appreciate every step of the process. Di ba, sa social media, if familiar tayo dyan, meron tinatawag na trust the process, di ba?
Yes.
You really have to trust the process of learning. Because if you won't, magja-jump start ka, wala eh. And you have to be hands-on in what you do. Lalo sa may mga family business, if I may share, like we have. Ako dati, sa beer distributorship namin, sumasabit ako sa truck, nagbubuhat ako ng mga cases ng beer, nagbibilang ako ng mga paleta. Kahit saglit lang naman ako doon kasi nag-corporate na ako, but I know how it goes. Yung mga credit, yung mga resibo, I know that. Nagdadrive ako ng mga 12-wheeler, 16-wheeler, I do that. Yung malalaking mga San Miguel trucks, I do that. I did that before rather. Because for me, if you will not lower yourself down to the very details of your venture, of your business, pampered ka eh. Pampered ka doon sa taas.
Tama.
Yun yung naging problema. So much more sa corporate. Ang dami kong mga kaibigan na much older than me, nang negosyo kung kailan may edad na sila.
Late
That's
bloomers.
good. Late bloomers. That's good. The problem is, for example, vice president in marketing, vice president for finance, they are pampered as to what their position mandates them to do before. So pagdating sa business, mamamalengke sila. Magluluto, kung ano man negosyo nila, magpo-procure, hindi nila kabisado lahat yon.
Okay. Well, we need to have a station break at this point, no? Sa amin pong pagbabalik, makakasama pa rin natin si Dr. Benedict David. Please stay tuned.